Hey everybody, it is Rascal from Rascal's Basement Arcade. Today we are going to go ahead and talk about the Legends Pinball Micro. Now you see it fully assembled back there, but I'm going to go ahead and show some footage I did earlier where I unboxed it, set it up, did a little playing with it, and then after that I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I thought of it so far. Alright, so this is a kind of unboxing, a setup, and a first look. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here, guys. The Legends Micro comes in a single box. It's about 29 pounds and is packed pretty well, as you can see in this photo here. Here we have everything unpacked on the table and are ready for setup. Okay, as you can see here, I've got everything on the table ready to set it up for you. Here is our playfield, our back box, our manual, our parts, and our tools. You can see they give you a screwdriver, and they actually give you extra dowels and screws there. You've got a power brick, simple 3-prong there, and then again your power cord, 3 prongs also. I did supply my own screwdriver to make it a little bit easier. One thing you'll notice is it did not come with any plastic covering for either the playfield or the back box plexi. I kind of wish it had, just in case, but it was packed very well and I didn't see any problems. So let's get this turned around so we can get it assembled. So here is the back. You notice a couple of ports there, a couple of USBs, an Ethernet, an HDMI, power, and the power button. Gonna remove these out of the way so they're not interfering with us. Get rid of that manual. Who needs that? Actually, I did already read the manual, so there. I'm going to turn around the back box. Now, as you see, there's a couple of holes in the back box, and I'm going to zoom in on that in a little bit. Let me first take off these 4 screws that hold in the back. Again, I could have used the built-in or the included screwdriver, but I wanted to use something a little bit more, grip on it. So I brought my default screwdriver with me. Don't mind me, this is an overdub, so you might actually hear me enjoying a drink or two, because it's taken a while to process some of this video. Alright, 4 screws out, and then we get to open up the back box. This is, by the way, a lot easier than assembling in a standard ALP. You see the 2 holes there? Those are going to be for the future VIBS board that'll be shipping out in December. See if I can get a better shot here. Yes, cable access holes reserved for the optional VIBS board installation. Let's get that out of our way. And it is fairly easy. Oh, that did not show up very well. So I'm going to open this up, take out 2 of the 3 wooden dowels. And it's really nice that they give you extras just in case something breaks. So pop in the 2 wooden dowels on the top. 1 and 2. Let's get our screws ready to put in here. And again, they gave 3 screws as well. Only 2 are required to mount. Let me take those out there. 1 and 2. 2 off camera. I'll do a better job next time, I swear. Let's get these put away. And you see there's your 2 extras and the screwdriver that I did not use. And we just pick up the back box. Just kind of turn this a little bit around, get a better angle for you. Alright, so pick up the back box, thread the 2 cables through. The large cable is going to be for the video, and then the small cable is going to be for the audio. Let's see how bad a job I did keeping this in frame. And right now you're just watching me mount it, so not a big deal. So rest it on the wooden dowels, take your 2 screws, get that one set, pop in the screwdriver. See, this is where I wish I had a camera person so that they could move the camera while I'm working on it. I swear I'll get better at this, guys. If you look way back at my first setup video for the original back box on the ALP standard, you'll see I've come a long way in video recording, at least, even though I can say this does suck being off frame. And I remember putting this together and realizing I was having a heck of a time getting that Phillips bit to go into the head of that screw. Yeah, look at that. I'm still trying to get that in there. I should have been done by now. There we go. All right, got that secure. I'm hoping I move the camera for this next part. I can't recall because I want to show you how these cables go in. Oh, good. I did go around there, go to the tripod, get you a better camera angle. Sorry, the backdrop is basically my basement there. Oh my gosh, I see my dog in the back right there, one of my chairs. All right, got a good angle here. So we got two connectors to put up. One is the audio. It has a little key tab on it, so you really can't get it wrong unless you're not paying attention. There, line them up, put it until it clicks. And this is also a keyed cable. There are two different ways it's keyed. It's got side tabs, and then it's also got some tabs in the front. So once you get those, you find them, and you locate how that goes on the connector on the board. You just pop that in. Doesn't take too much pressure. Make sure it's seated. Okay. Next is simple. Get the 4 screws back on the backboard for the back glass. Gonna set all 4 here one at a time. And then really quickly just get that screwdriver in there, get those in, and turn this thing around so we can check out what this thing looks like assembled, and then power it on. So as you can see, there's not much involved here. You take off the 4 screws in the back, you put in the 2 wooden dowels, you thread the cables, put in 2 screws, and put these 4 in the back. Oh, autofocus camera on the iPhone. Yuck. All right, so got it all assembled. Come around here and grab hold of this. First we'll get the cables ready. Get those twist ties off. I probably should have done that in advance. But hey, this is, practically a unboxing setup, so you're seeing all the steps, including taking off twist ties. All right, pick this bad boy up. Not too hard to move. Gonna try to keep a decent angle here so you can see what's going on. I did notice I've got some glare on one of my monitors there. Let's see. Square the camera up a little bit, and I'm seeing a reflection of my monitor behind me as I fumble for the button to get that bad boy turned off. There we go. So now we're just getting the glare from the camera's flash. I'll live. All right, so plug the DC input to the back. Get the AC cord into the power brick. Find some power somewhere nearby to plug that bad boy in. There we go. Reach around the back. Turn it on, and let's see what power on looks like on this. All right. So we've got the Legends Pinball Micro on the front and on the back glass. Sorry that I can't get them both in focus. That's just the way the iPhone camera works. You focus on one area, and that's about the best you get. You don't get both. So as you notice, I've got the marquee, Legends Pinball Micro on the top there. The AtGames logo between the 2 speakers. And then you've got the Legends Pinball Micro logo down on the control deck. which only has the D-pad. So I got a welcome aboard message here. And let's see. Trying to get the camera so we get a little better angle here. Gonna raise the camera for a higher shot. And then pan and tilt a little bit. Don't know how well that is to read on your screen, but it's just a welcome message to the device. Thank you for your purchase. A couple other things. Oh yeah, I invite you to register, access the e-store for the full capabilities of your Legends device. So I was able to get that semi-tuned in there. All right, a whole bunch of information about setting up a Legends ID account if you never had one. Prepaid ArcadeNet subscription trials, and visiting the e-store. Whole bunch of QR codes to get you in here. And then wants me to go ahead and sign in. So first thing I got to do is set up my Wi-Fi. Funny thing is, in retrospect, I plugged in the Ethernet a little bit later in the setup and probably could have skipped this whole step. Luckily, you can't see everything there. Enter my Wi-Fi password. I will say this was difficult. One, because I wasn't quite paying full attention to what I was doing here, and I didn't realize that it was typing in somewhere else while I'm doing this. So I've got my password going in and out here. I'm going to go ahead and skip for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my Wi-Fi password in there. And connecting to Wi-Fi. All right, we are now live and in person on my Wi-Fi network. Now this is where you can go ahead and use the QR code to sign up at AtGames. I already have an account, so I'm going to bring up the normal QR code to log into AtGames with my Legends ID. All right, I'm going to go ahead and quit this video, get logged in, and be right back. Okay, so we have gone ahead and done the login to the Wi-Fi as well as my personal Legends ID account. And we're going to go ahead and see if we have any new firmware. So I'm using a combination of the D-pad here, which I'm having a little trouble with, we'll talk about later, and trying the flipper buttons to switch pages back and forth. So finally here, get to the page to check for firmware, press the start button. Sure enough, there is a new firmware. And I'm going to go ahead and download it now. Now I want you to sit here and watch this whole thing. As a matter of fact, I later threw on the Ethernet cable to make it a little bit faster. So I'm going to pause now and I'll come back after the firmware is done. Okay, firmware update is complete. Some more messages here on the screen. And as you can see, I have now got pinball tables and back glass working. So I'm going to bounce around a few of these here, use the D-pad. Graphics look nice. You can see a decent angle here. I'm using the flipper buttons also to go back and forth. Now right now we're seeing the stock 50 tables that are on this. Now there are a few back glasses that weren't showing up. Let's see, I went through ArcadeNet, the lobby, and then now I'm going to go into App Store X and see if I can install any of my other tables that I've already purchased on other platforms. Check on my volume there. I can go and modify just the regular volume, and then using the input select, go ahead and change the haptics as well. That's something that was new on the recent firmwares for the ALP, and that's available now in the ALP Micro. This is going to take a little while, so let me go ahead and pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so right now I'm in App Store X and looking at all the products available. I can use the D-pad or the buttons, flipper buttons, to go back and forth. Several of these are already pre-installed. However, I still have choices like the back glass display, Gottlieb tables, Tato packs, as well as Zaccaria. So here I go ahead and install one of the packs that I currently have. And thank goodness pinball packs are not as slow as a firmware update. You see it's almost done downloading. Of course, I had installed the Ethernet cable in the back to make this a little bit faster for things like this. Installing. And installed. So I can back out with the rewind button. Gonna go through and see what else there is here to install. Whoops, kind of jumped around there. There we go. So now I'm going through, and it looks like I have doubles of some of them. So I'm trying to filter out here. All I'm seeing is Magic Pixel tables right now and Tato tables. So it looks like we have Zaccaria and Tato in there. There I am checking out one of them and loading it up. So this is a Universal Arcade pack.
Natural History. Amazonia.
Made by Magic Pixel. Let's see which table I loaded up here. Amazonia. So this is from the Natural History pack. So I was told to give this a shot and see how it plays. I'm going to go ahead and shut up for a minute and see if we can hear the pinball audio. Okay, the audio did not come out that well. I'm going to have to find a better setup here for a microphone so we can hear things like this a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get a better angle of this so I can kind of see the quality of the video on the play field. Kind of tweak this a little bit. Now everything looks very sharp on here, and the back glass as well as the playfield all look extra sharp, and it feels like I'm playing the stock ALP, just smaller. So let me quit that game out there. Let's see what misadventures I got into next. Alright, rewind out. I was trying to filter out the tables there. We go back to all tables. And use my buttons to go through. Looks like I have some duplicates. Alright, so there's Natural History. And then I'm looking through the Zaccaria packs. Gottlieb packs. The screensavers. And then the Zaccaria 1 through 10 packs, after they split those up. So just bouncing around App Store X, seeing what else is available. And here I'm going to go ahead and find something else. That is the Zaccaria Bundle 1 through 4. So basically all Zac tables except the Deluxe Pack, number 5. This will take a wee bit longer than the last pack, but again, thanks to Ethernet, is not going to be too bad. So I'm not going to go ahead and jump off here by, only a few seconds to edit this out. Downloading at a good clip there. So one thing I've noticed is that the universal tables are the ones that are showing up as available here. I own Gottlieb original packs 1 and 2, the 1 and 2 bundle, and I could not find those here to play or to install on the ALP Micro. Also looking through it, I did notice that there's only Tato packs 1 and 3 for 8 Tato games, and I have not been able to map out the Zaccaria tables yet. It looks like they're kind of scattered between the 10 packs, which will make it, I think, difficult to kind of fill out this ALP Micro with all the tables if you don't know what packs you're going to need. So here 1 through 4 is just about installed. And this should be quite a lot of tables. All right, 100%. Okay. Reverse out, rewind out. And let's go to my tables and see what I've got available here. I've got several more pages. I think I went from 5 to 14 there. One thing you notice, though, is I have duplicates. So here's where I go ahead and find that, I have duplicates of Aeronautics and the retro version. I see several duplicates on the playfield here. You can actually see underneath their title that it does say it's from Zaccaria packs 1 through 4 on the second version of each of these. So that is a problem I see, and I noticed this earlier this week on my ALU as well, where if you've got multiple packs installed by different names, you'll see the same table more than once with the name of the pack underneath it. So let me see. Okay, guys, so what is my opinion here? Day 1 with the Legends Pinball Micro. I like the form factor. The graphics look great on the screen. The play is great. I mean, it feels just like a smaller version of the ALP. So, besides missing a plunger, everything else is there. The side tilt buttons and things like that. I haven't tried to manually nudge it or anything. Not sure you want to do that on a tabletop anyway, so we'll just skip that. But what else do I think about it? Right now it comes with 50 tables. I have tried my best to map out which Tato and Zaccaria tables it has. So far I can tell you it has Tato packs 1 and 3, but I have not been able to map out what Zaccaria packs there are. It doesn't even look like they're complete. For instance, Farfalla is found in, I think, Zaccaria pack 10, maybe. I'm not sure at this point. But the other Farfalla tables in that pack are not here. Also, I have found that the pinball tables I used to own on my other devices, I own Gottlieb Volume 1 and 2, the bundle, which I have on my ALU. And I've got the Zaccaria 1 through 4 bundle that I had also on my ALU. Here's the situation. The Gottliebs don't work. They're not universal. So I'd either have to purchase new Gottlieb tables, which the bundle I got from Nod A is supposed to come with all 22 Gottliebs. I just haven't gotten the code yet. And then when it comes to Zaccarias, if I was to load my Zaccaria pack 1 through 4, I will end up having a lot of duplicates on the device. I have not found a way to exclude duplicates. Maybe that's something that needs to come in future firmware, or I haven't found yet, but that is also an issue. When it comes to the actual buttons and device, all the buttons on the front, the reverse, the front nudge, start, home, and the plunger work great. So do the flippers and the nudge buttons. The D-pad on the top there gave me a lot of problems. I kept getting a lot of diagonal responses when I thought I was only pressing right. I could have been pressing it wrong, but it happened a lot. A lot more than I was used to back on the original ALP with its stock control panel. Sound-wise, those little speakers do a great job of putting out the sound. As you heard it earlier, that was at 60%, and so was the haptics. Haptics feel about the same as they did on the stock ALP, not like my modded one, but they feel, pretty good. So overall, is this a $399, or actually, I got it for a discount. It'll go on sale soon for $349 plus $50 shipping and handling, so $399 out the door. Is this a device for people who own the ALP already? I don't feel it is. This may end up being gifted. It may be in another room, not just the main arcade. Not sure what I'm going to do, especially because I need to figure out how to get all these tables correctly loaded on here. Secondly, I mean, if this is the only pinball table you're going to have in the house, you don't have an ALP, you don't have the space for a Legends pinball, and you want to get into some pinball, I think this is going to be a good device. At the price, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to give it some more time, maybe do a second look video. And I am going to be interested in trying out the OTG with maybe, I don't know, FX3 from my Steam Deck to the VIBS 2.0 board when that ships later in December. So overall, I do like the product. It does have some drawbacks. Again, one of them is tables that you already own. How can I get a complete collection on here without having duplicates everywhere? And then I did have one minor issue where I did order this as the multiple IP artwork. And as you can see, or if you did during the video, this is actually the Tato artwork. So I'll be working with AtGames to get this swapped out. But that was a minor issue for me. They will be taking care of me. I'm going to open a ticket. But still kind of disappointing, especially if I had bought this for a gift. If I bought the multiple IP version specifically for a gift, never opened it up before I gave it, and opened it up and it was the Tato version, I would not be very happy at all, as the gift giver on that one. So I like it so far. It has its drawbacks. If I was to go on a buy it now or not buy it now, I can't give you that answer. This is a definite, your mileage may vary because I own an ALP. I upgraded the heck out of it, modded the heck out of it. So I've got a big full system, right there. This is, it is a smaller version. It plays good. It sounds good. It looks good. But for somebody who's already set up an ALP and has all the tables working, you're going to get a little frustrated as I did. If this is the first pinball in the house with the 50 tables built in, it's going to be great. I still don't know how the extra table packs are going to play out when you purchase these, for the Zaccaria tables. Again, I'm showing overlap right now. They may change. Not sure. So guys, that is it. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the studio and put all this together. And you should have a complete package. Hopefully the overdub came out well for all the setup and things like that. I'm hoping I, cut out some of the, sections or sped up some of the sections where you were just watching the update firmware and things like that. So that's what I got so far. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. So thanks again. Appreciate you joining me. And, see you back in the arcade.